Welcome to episode 1 of Hoop Paradise. My name is Ryan Siraki. I'm a high school senior from Chicago, Illinois, and it has always been my dream to be a sports broadcaster in the future. I look forward to attending the University of Kentucky, hopefully, in my future, and there I will study sports communications and eventually maybe work my way to ESPN, find a way to be able to talk about basketball, the sport I love, every day if I can. So we set up this makeshift podcast for now, and this is my co-star.
Hello guys, my name is Mo Atala. I'm also a high school senior, and I love talking about sports. My favorite player of all time is Kobe Bryant, and my current favorite player is Kevin Durant. And I'm here with Ryan, and this is the first episode of
Hoop Paradise. So the goal of this episode was just to be like an introduction. We're not actually going to break down anything, any NBA news that's happened in the past couple days, even though it's been like the craziest weekend in NBA history in some people's opinions. Today we're just going to talk about some of our role models in sports communications and journalism, and maybe our favorite players, just so you guys can get to know us a little bit better. Eventually we're going to do a couple episodes today. We'll film them and then we'll post them throughout the week, and then we'll talk about some really cool NBA news. So just to start, I think you guys should know that every day I listen to First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman, and Pardon the Interruption with Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon. So definitely those two shows have definitely influenced my sports communications and obviously my interest in basketball and just journalism in general. So I would say my favorite broadcaster and analyst of all time is definitely Stephen A. Smith. He's so flamboyant with his opinions and he's very expressive with what he says. I would also like to give a shout out to Kenny Beecham. He runs Through the Wire podcast that he created, and that honestly inspired me to create my own podcast. Although First Take and Pardon the Interruption are great shows, I would not have been able to start this if King of the Fourth Quarter himself, Kenny, did not inspire me. So, how about you, Mike?
I really love watching Stephen A., especially his own show, the Stephen A. Smith Show, is because he expresses himself like no other, and I like his energy with his teammates and coworkers, of course.
Yeah, so obviously we've both been inspired and influenced by a lot of different people, but that was on the sports journalism side of it. Now we'll actually get to talk about some of our favorite athletes. Now for me, I've been a Kevin Durant basketball fan. He's been my favorite player for a couple years now. It's been nearly 8 or 9 years. I liked him on the Thunder, obviously, so when he went to Golden State, got a lot of hate himself and me for sticking with him, even though I'm one of his biggest supporters that I know anyway. So I was never going to leave him. I was always going to support his decision, even though some people, including Stephen A., my own role model, said it was a weak move for an NBA superstar to make, the weakest move in NBA history. But you have to support your role models. You have to support, stick by their side, even though they might not do what everyone likes. You can't listen to others. You have to do your own thing. So now he's back in Brooklyn. We'll talk about that later, but I'm very excited about that move. But for me personally, Kevin Durant is my favorite current player and probably of all time college basketball player. I'm also a very big fan of De'Aaron Fox out of Kentucky. He's a really quick point guard and now plays for the Sacramento Kings. Really like his game. We have was one of his cards up there. Just as you can see, the set's it's a lot of random stuff, but we try to get the most basketball stuff out there. So we'll go on a breakdown sometime of what's actually up here because there's some really neat stuff. But yes, De'Aaron Fox is my favorite college player, and then old time player. I'll get back to you on that. I'll let Bo talk about his favorite player.
My favorite player of all time is Kobe Bryant for sure. I started watching basketball when I was 5 years old, and Kobe always had that instinct that he wanted to kill someone no matter who it was, whether it was LeBron, McGrady, anyone. And my favorite current player of all time, I would have to say, just like Ryan, Kevin Durant. What is there not to like about Durant? Yeah, he may have went to the Warriors, but he's still one of the greatest players we've ever seen. And my favorite college basketball player is probably Carson Edwards. As you guys know, he's on the Celtics right now, just got drafted. Big Purdue guy.
Yeah, so obviously we have a lot of different interests, but we have a lot of shared players that we actually both like. So, for instance, I'm not the biggest LeBron guy. You guys will definitely learn about that as this show progresses. Mo over here, he definitely has a liking for LeBron, so that's something we'll go head to head about a couple times. As far as like old players that I really take a liking to, I like John Havlicek a lot. He was a pioneer for the game, and he played in an era that wasn't as old as Wilt Chamberlain back then, but it was that era directly after that. So he definitely had a big impact on the game itself. But growing up, I would always watch Jordan highlights from my dad. He was a huge Bulls fan, so obviously I had to throw Jordan into the mix because he's just probably the greatest player. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Greatest player of all time. I don't care what you guys think. Lamone Lampy, I know you're watching out there. Shout out to you. You do not think that, but we'll get you on the show sometime, buddy. I know it's going to be a fun show. We'll have guests on here sometimes. As I said, this is just the introduction video. we're gonna start filming some actual substance videos right after this. But this will probably get posted the day we're filming this. So hope you guys enjoy. Leave comments in just about any suggestions or anything you guys want to talk about. If you guys want to come on the show and you're serious about like basketball and have like a take or something you want to actually do, just put it in the comments, text me, DM me. I'll put all the social stuff in the comments and in the edit in the description of the video. So just let me know about that stuff and.
Yeah, we're gonna leave our Instagram handle just in case you guys want to message us down below.
Obviously, this is just the first episode, so things didn't go that smooth, but that's okay because it's a work in progress and that's all part of the journey. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you next time on Hoop Paradise.